happens when the front man of the Black-Eyed Peas meets the guy who invented the Segway. Tonight, I'll show you Will.i.am, the music powerhouse and political activist, and Dean Kamen. They're teaming up with a big idea to keep America from falling behind, teaching kids to make the workforce of the future through robots. This really is rocket science. Plus the extraordinary young life of Bryce Dallas Howard, the most anticipated movie of the summer, The Help. This is Piers Morgan Tonight. It's not easy to find a bright spot in America's economy these days, but my next guests have done just that. Inventor Dean Kamen, the man behind the Segway, and Will.i.am of the Black-Eyed Peas have teamed up to encourage kids to study science and become America's future workforce, and they join me now. So, Will, what's a nice young rapper like you doing getting mixed up with this dangerous, geeky robot builder?
Inspiration. You know, I do music, and if you look under the hood of the industry I'm in, it's all based on technology. From radio to phonographs to CDs, it's all technology. Microphones, reel-to-reels, cameras, editing, chips, right? It's all technology.
So how did you meet him?
So I met him, I was on stage touring as, you know, our crew was building our stage, right? Technology, getting all the lights, right? All that stuff. I'm on the Segway. So I was riding the Segway and I was like, just thinking about the, you know, the idea and the who thought of this. As I'm riding, I'm like, I wonder who thought to lean back to stop and lean forward, and like, who thinks that way? So I got introduced to Dean Kamen via email.
So wait a minute, Dean, you're sitting there and you're Mr. Robot, and you've been running this thing for 20 years where you've inspired these American kids and kids from all around the world, 56 countries, to be building robots. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, you get a call from this guy, front man of the Black-Eyed Peas, one of the biggest pop stars in the world, music stars in the world. What are you thinking?
I didn't know what to think until I got on the phone, and within 1 minute, I thought I was in trouble. Because the first thing he said to me was, Dean, I've heard you speak, and I've heard you speak about your first program, which is about convincing kids that science and technology is critical to their future. And then he said, and you say to them that kids have all the wrong role models and heroes. They all come from the world of entertainment and sports. Since he's from the world of entertainment, I figured here it comes, the very defensive. He said, Dean, you're wrong. Some people do have the right heroes. Not to embarrass him, but he said, Dean, you're my hero. You guys do cool stuff. But I agree with you that too many kids don't see the real opportunities. How can I help first? And I said, well, you're doing the halftime show for the other sport out there, the Super Bowl, but people already love that sport. I've got to get more people to understand what our sport is about.
This thing called FIRST, it stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology.
Correct.
It's sort of Science Olympics for kids. Is that the easiest way to describe this?
That's a very good shorthand. The trouble is, they don't know about our sport.
And the ethos of this is that, I mean, it's interesting, looking at you, Will, for example, you come from East Los Angeles, you know, a very humble background, and you've talked very honestly about that before. Do you kind of feel that everybody, whatever their upbringing and background, has the potential to be something special, whether it's technology or entertainment or whatever? Do you believe that?
Wholeheartedly. And I also believe that cutting programs isn't good for our future, whether they're the arts or science. You know, I also believe that, you know, more opportunities, and my sister's not gonna be a football player, right? There's just no way. But there's a football field in her school. You know, shouldn't there be a science program in her school? Shouldn't FIRST be in her school? Right, so people have different options in what they wanna become. Especially now, you think about our economy now. Technology isn't suffering. Kids already had the iPhone 1. Then iPhone 2 came out 4 months later, then rushed to get it. Or iPad, I got the iPad 1. iPad 2 came out, I got a camera, I rushed and get it. So it's like technology is still moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, Apple are like the complete exception to the economic rule right now. They're ruling the world economically. Apple now is worth more than America virtually. It's a crazy situation.
It's technology. That's science. That's math. It's engineering. It isn't, right? Yes, jumping jacks are good, but so is this discipline. Listen, that's not, I'm not a scientist. I'm not an engineer. I have visions and things that, when I met Dean, I was like, hey, I want to make this louder. That's, the concept of performing at the halftime show of the i.am.first robotics competition. To me, that wasn't enough.
So, Will, this amazing outfit you wore at the Super Bowl, which was this all flashing, all singing, all dancing, electronic super outfit. In fact, the guy that designed the code for this was a graduate of the First originally, right?
From England. So this English bloke, we're
English are always the best design.
Backstage, and I'm like, yo, so did you get my my hat with the LED display in it? He was like, yeah, but why do you want to put a First logo on it? That's First. I was like, yeah. I'm doing this program with Dean Kamen a year from now, and I want to start putting little, leading up to it. So he was like, I graduated. I was part of First in England. I was like, are you serious? Let me call Dean on the phone right now. So I called Dean on the phone. He was like, wow, thanks. I never thought I would.
So you wanted to have the logo, and actually the guy you tell to put that in your helmet or whatever it was you were wearing, he's a guy who's graduated from this, which is an absolutely perfect way of illustrating how far this kind of project can take people.
No, that particular guy is an amazing. He has an amazing skill. He doesn't just write code for LED lights. This guy can build anything. He's a great engineer. And these kids have inspired me to try to push myself to do all that I can to shine a light on this movement.
I mean, you can do so much, Will, and you're a big role model for this, and it's very laudable. The guy that can do the most in America is the president. You sang about him, you used the lyric, Obama, let's get these kids educated. Does he have any involvement with this now, especially now you've got involved?
He makes an appearance on the show.
He does?
Yeah.
On Sunday?
On Sunday, August 14th.
Is he playing with a robot, or?
No, just applauding and congratulating the kids and showing support for their discipline, their hard work.
You sang, Will, Yes We Can.
Yeah.
And it was a big motivating factor in getting young people out to vote for the president. How's he getting on? If the question was yes we can, has he?
That wasn't the question. Yes we can isn't the question. Yes we can is a statement. And so if you pay attention to the sentence, it's yes we. Now the question is, are you part of the we? And are you dedicated in doing your part in the we to change your community, to do your part, to inspire someone to do their part?
Interestingly, back in Britain at the moment, we've had a lot of riots this week, and one of the reasons put up for this is bad education, parental lack of responsibility. These kids come from very impoverished backgrounds.
No outlet.
Exactly, all that kind of stuff. You come from, a pretty rough part of Los Angeles. You didn't have it easy when you were young. When you see what's going on with these riots and stuff, do you have an empathy with these kids, or do you believe that actually the way out is to go another way?
I remember the LA riots, the race riots in the early 90s. We had programs. The school I went to was a magnet program that, I went to Brentwood Science Magnet School, Pacific Palisades High School. That changed my life, right? That was the differentiating factor between me and my next door neighbors. I could have ended up like the kids in my neighborhood, but I got bussed out an hour to good schools. And those schools had programs like First. He just told me a great statistic just a couple seconds ago.
This year we had 90,000 volunteer scientists, engineers, 22,000 schools from 56 countries, if you count all the grades from the little kids in elementary school right on up. But we have a special program where we ask teams to identify special kids, a couple from each school. And I just heard from the people back at the headquarters that 100 out of 100 of those kids are going off to college this year.
Wow.
Every single one.
That's amazing.
that's pretty good data. That's a nice statistic.
I mean, Dean, I take my hat off to you. You are a genius, and you invented some amazing things. However, I have got to split one hair with you, which is that I did get on one of your Segways in 2007 here in Los Angeles, Santa Monica Boulevard, and I'd like to show you a video of what happened next. You'll see me there crashing to the ground onto concrete. The result of this, I've been on that Segway 4 minutes in my life. The result was that I broke 5 ribs and I partially collapsed my lung. So basically, Dean, you nearly killed me. And I've been waiting for somebody to blame for the last 4 years. All I want is somebody, somewhere, to say, sorry, Piers.
Sorry, Piers.
That's over and done with. I feel sort of cleansed now. When we come back, I want to show you the robot software you brought with me here. I have no idea what they are, what they do, but I know they're part of your twisted mind, aren't they, Dean?
They are.
You love these things, don't you?
I love what they do for kids.